wanted to take this time and talk to you about something else. Something that's affecting this world bad. And I don't care who you are, what race the person you are, if you're rich, poor, I don't care if you're a piece of trash. It affects you one way or the other. Something needs to be done. Something's got to happen. Our politicians keep talking about it every time election time comes around. And as soon as election time's over with, they don't give a dog about you. And I'm talking about freaking drugs. Now I understand everybody likes to drink a beer, smoke some marijuana, do a little drugs, whatever they're into. You know, that's their own personal problem. That's the stuff that they want to do to relax. But I ain't talking about the people that do that stuff and go to work and still provide for their family. I happen to be one of those. My oldest son is 28 years old, I think, something like that. Doesn't work, doesn't care. I love him to death. But he's a street kid. I've tried to help him, but he don't want the help. He don't want to get a job. All he wants to do is do his drugs. And he thinks he's doing something good. He's got plenty of girlfriends coming along, taking care of him, so he thinks he's happy. We got a place here in town called Heart and Hand up here in Belton. They make sandwiches and they do what they can for the people. They do it all off of donations. And I stopped in earlier after I got out, while I was in between calls anyway, and I saw my son. And I talked to him for a little bit. I tried to get him, to come to reason. He just ain't having it. His whole philosophy is he's not slaving himself out to the man. He's not going to go to work for somebody and do that kind of life. He'd rather sleep in the woods or in abandoned homes, and he's happy doing it. I mean, to me, I just don't understand that life. But while I was there, and this also hit home, there was another guy in there. His name is Troy McCormick. I've known that guy since I was 17 years old, 16, 17 years old. Done a lot of stuff in this world with him. And for the last 2 or 3 years, he's been strung out on dope. This guy was about 300-pound guy, 250, 300 pounds. And I almost cried today when I saw him. I bet that guy don't weigh 80 pounds. And the lady running the place up there told me he's been in the bathroom all day throwing up. Well, yeah, he's throwing up because he ain't got no drugs in him. Got ready to leave. Another guy I know. His name is Barry. He's just as bad as the rest of them. And as I looked around that auditorium, whatever it was, there was probably 40 or 50 people in there getting a handout, getting sandwiches. Now I would say some of them people in there were probably really needing help or want help. But that was just 3 of the people I've known all my life that are just hooked on this stuff. And it hits home. I mean, I want to help them. I want to do stuff for them. It's in my nature to. As far as my son goes, I've been to the police department. I've been to our local representative. I've talked to him about how to figure out how to get help. And the only thing they can tell me is he's an adult. There's nothing I can do about it. The only thing that can be done about it, he has to turn himself in and want to get help. This is freaking crazy. As a parent, I do not want to get that phone call in the middle of the night saying my kids got killed, overdose. I don't want that phone call. I don't know, man. I'm at the end of my resources. I don't know what to do. I understand that people have their problems, and people cope with stuff the way they cope with it. But this just ain't me. This is an epidemic that's killing this freaking world. I took off and went down to Louisiana a few months ago. Never been there. Went to New Orleans. Went down that Bourbon Street. And the people there, like my son, were just laying on the sidewalks. They didn't even care. And people were just stepping over them like they're trash. It made me sad. Just thinking about my son really pisses me off. I didn't do drugs. I don't even drink beer. The only thing I do is smoke a damn cigarette. His mom doesn't do drugs. She doesn't drink. So what do we do? You know, it ain't like he had a bad life. He had a home, he had food, he had clothes, he had his toys, he had everything he needed. I mean, yeah, we weren't Donald Trump rich, but he had everything he needed. So I said it doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, nothing. And the world's full of these people. And it's getting worse. You get on YouTube, you get on the news, they're always talking about these tent cities. They call them tent cities. They're in the woods, they're on the train tracks, on sidewalks. Yeah, some of these people, you know, they might have lost things for whatever happened, but most of these people are hurting because of the drugs. To me, anybody that's a drug dealer out here selling to these people and knowing damn well what it's doing to these people, to me, you're a piece of trash. You're scum. I understand it's putting money on your table, putting food on your table so you can enjoy your life. But look at how many people it's killing. Look how many people it's tearing up their lives. It's retarded. I just don't know what to do. I need help. I don't like talking about my personal life that much. I mean, I do, but I don't want to be that personal. But maybe some of you folks out there have been in a situation. Maybe you all have some ideas, something that might help. Now, I know the old story that nobody can help themselves unless they want to help her. Can't do nothing for them unless they want to help themselves. I guess that's how that goes. So if they don't want to help themselves, then there's nothing you can do. To me, that's just a cop-out. Just for people to feel good about themselves so they can go on with their everyday life. To me, that's bull doo-doo. There's got to be something. Got to be something. And the guys that are in prison, hell, the prisons are full of dope heads. They ain't doing nothing to cure them. Dope's in prison. They get out of prison and they're just as messed up on dope as they was when they went in. And if they went into prison and they didn't do drugs, when they get out, they're hooked on drugs. So the criminal system and everything is failed. I don't care what anybody says, it's failed. You're not rehabilitating people, you're not helping them. When they put them in prison and they lock them down, only thing they got to do is get a GED. That's the only thing they got to do. You ain't teaching these guys any skills or anything to help them. It's all about big business and big money. Our politicians need to be taken out and freaking horsewhipped. If you sit up in front of your mom and dad right now, think about this. If you went up to your mom and dad and you told them a bunch of bold-faced ass lies and scammed them out of money, if you had any kind of a family figure in your life, they would beat the dog doo-doo out of you for doing that. And these politicians just sit up here and lie and talk all kinds of nonsense and don't give a shit about nobody. About their own damn pockets. Boy, you mess up, they're quick to get in your pocket and get some of your money out of your billfold. But to do anything that they say they're going to do, they don't. Here's another one for you. Thought about this for a while. If you go back to United States history, every president that we've had in the United States has either came from a well-off do family or a well-rich family. Donald Trump, for example, the guy's one of the richest men in the world. So what's that tell you? They don't care about the poor people's problem, the working class people. They say they do when they get elected, but as soon as they get elected, they don't care. I don't think a rich man should be able to run for president. They don't care about nothing but the damn self. You know, just my opinion. You know, I don't do politics. I don't even vote because it's freaking ridiculous. Things in this world need to change, and something's got to give. I don't want to lose my son. Even though I'd like to wrap my hands around his neck and squeeze the life out of him, I don't want to lose him. Anyway, if you guys got anything to help me, send a message.